started with this small, really little decision to live a healthier lifestyle. And I realized that all of those aspects of our life are interconnected, our mental, physical, emotional well-being. So I wasn't in control over my custody situation. I wasn't in control over what was happening with my daughter. I wasn't in control over the fact that I had moved, 2,000 miles away from my family and friends.
You guys, I'm so excited to be here. My name is Heather Quisel, and I come to you live 5 mornings a week. I'm here to level up your business and level up your life. And this morning, I have Ashley Hansen with us. And my friend, I cannot wait to just dive into a conversation with you, because the one thing I know about Ashley for sure, my friends, is that the girl is always smiling. She has the most incredible, electrifying attitude of just gratitude and abundance and joy. And it's obvious. It's obvious in the way you show up on social media. It's obvious when people are around you in person. And my guess is this is a decision that you have made at some point in your life. And I really want to dive into that. But before we do that, I want you to introduce yourself and a little bit about you.
Okay, thanks, Heather. You are so awesome, and I'm so glad to be on this live call. It's so fun. So I am just a mom of 3 little babies. We live in Idaho, so Heather and I connected recently. And anyway, we love it here. My husband is an attorney, and I went through a really hard custody battle with my little girl. And so she actually lives in Florida with her dad, but then comes to visit us instead of kind of the opposite way around, where normally, the mom has custody and that kind of thing, which I do. I just have decided to let her live with her dad. And so now I am sharing our blended lifestyle on a blog that is converting to a website, which I'm excited to start sharing resources for blended families. So that's kind of in a nutshell. Yeah.
I think what has always attracted me to you, Ashley, is that I come from a divorced family, a custody battle, and a blended family.
Right.
And I have always admired people like you that seem to do it very, very well, right? And the way that you carry yourself, the way that you talk about your blended family, the way that you talk about your daughter's dad, the way that you choose to live your life and openly share this is just really super attractive to me. So tell me a little, so clearly anytime you are going through divorce, going through custody battle, there is a lot of pain and hurt.
Yes.
And
yeah.
Where did this come from for you? This choice to not only live this gracefully, but I'm assuming put your own pain aside to make this work for your daughter.
It was a process. I didn't start out there. I started in depression. Like, I had a really, really hard time. I was going through a lot of transition in my life. So we had just moved and I just had a baby. And so a lot of postpartum stuff and everything had kind of combined into this. I don't even know where I was in my life. Like, I was just so overwhelmed. And it started with this small, really little decision to live a healthier lifestyle. And I realized that all of those aspects of our life are interconnected, our mental, physical, emotional well-being. So I wasn't in control over my custody situation. I wasn't in control over what was happening with my daughter. I wasn't in control over the fact that I had moved, 2,000 miles away from my family and friends. But I was in control of the way I could perceive that. And the way that I could, start feeding my mind and my body with healthy foods and start reading, personal development books and all of that. And just realizing that it was up to me to make this change and taking that and learning through the process, like it didn't happen overnight. It was a long process, but.
This is so good because this like mindset and our ability to take control of our own thoughts. Like, this is I could eat this for breakfast daily.
I know.
So what I love is that you are quite a bit younger than me. And I'm always slightly jealous when people have figured life out earlier.
Oh, right.
Earlier than I have. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Was there a person or a message you read? Was there something that kind of led you to, like, let's dive into personal development reading for a minute.
Right.
Like most people don't just pick up, you know, a how to live your life with joy book. Like they're,
Right.
you know, reading smut, right?
Yeah.
So was there a moment or something that led you to start that way?
Yeah, I follow a lot of uplifting people on Instagram and social media, which I love. I love that. And it was someone had posted about like a John Maxwell book. And so I kind of did pick it up randomly. And I started reading it, and it was like it just was so life changing. And I was never really turned on to that before. So it was just through social media that I happened to be, connected with someone that shared their journey and was willing to be transparent and genuine with their struggles. And it helped me. So that's kind of one of the reasons that I'm so open and honest about our journey, is just knowing that you don't know who's watching and who needs to hear that day. And hopefully, being an inspiration to someone else to pick up, a book or choose to drink a little bit more water that day, or whatever it is that they needed in that moment. So
as you start reading, you're eating better, you're taking care of your body, you're starting to see this physical and this mental transformation. What have been some of the key routines or habits that you have picked up that have more than anything changed your mindset?
Right. So I will tell you, like, just surrounding yourself with uplifting people. I love going to group fitness is my jam. Like, I love showing up and like rocking out to aerobics for an hour. Like, if I'm having a bad day, I know that changes my mindset. So whether that means going to a 6 a.m. class or a 9 a.m. class, if I have to get it done in the morning, versus I teach at night, which I love, ending my day on that note. So just finding a way to connect with other women. And for me, that's, getting sweaty and working out. But any type of connection that you can make, whether it's a Facebook group or, just getting together for lunch or going on a walk with a buddy, like someone that you can chat with and talk to, and just a really social person. And that to me, that changes my mindset almost immediately, is just connecting with someone else. Yeah.
That's so key. Now you are a very outgoing person, yes?
I am. Yeah.
And I'm like the opposite. I mean, I make myself be outgoing because I love the byproduct. Like, if I wouldn't have been outgoing, I probably wouldn't have built a relationship with you. And so, we learn to do the things that we know will get us the results that we're after. But for somebody who is not necessarily outgoing, like, I'm trying to help break down, because here's what I know for sure. It's people with positive attitudes who see hope in life, who find enthusiasm in life. These are the people succeeding. And success is whatever that is mentally defined for you. And you are wildly successful in my eyes. And like, you're thriving, people around you are thriving. And so when I think about what we're going to give here to other people, breaking this down from being in this depressed, just, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to go kind of space, into building this life for yourself that is uplifting and is surrounded by these positive people. Do you have like ultimate, like, first action steps? Like, what are the first things that you did to get yourself kind of figuratively off the floor? And into living again?
I mean, like I said, the personal development was huge. And I think just learning to know yourself and giving yourself the freedom to experiment and try new things, and maybe put yourself out of the comfort zone and just say, maybe I'm not a group fitness lover, but I'm going to go try it and see if I like it. And maybe I don't like to be alone all the time. And so, or maybe I do, maybe I want to sit down and read a book for an hour, and just giving yourself the grace to try and fail maybe, and try something that you don't like, and learn, what, yoga's not for me. Like, I am not a yogi, and that's not something that I love, but I'm going to try it, because you never know until you just put yourself out there.
This is so good. This, like, like, you, girl, you have so much going on for you. So, and this is something that I truly believe in, and I have discovered for myself too, because very short backstory is, I would say it was 10 years ago, maybe even sooner than that, where I had been perpetually in a depressed state. And I still fight it, because I think
Right.
it's in me in a lot of
Yeah.
ways. But learning to discover just what you were talking about, like, who am I? What do I love doing? What turns me on and lights me up for life? And
Right.
that right there is something I think a lot of people are afraid to do in failure when we start talking about failure, right? So many people are afraid to fail. But when
Yeah.
we start to move on this path, like what you're describing is like, what is it that's gonna get me excited in a day? And you have to try a lot of things
Yeah.
to determine first and foremost what you don't like, because that's
Right.
value too, right?
It
When you
is.
know what you
It is.
don't like, it actually helps you narrow in and get closer and closer to that thing you did. So I love that you brought that up. I love that you recognize that was something that you do. And I'm a huge proponent of people, like, I think they used to call it like midlife crisis. I think I'm in the zone that people
Yeah.
used to call
Right.
midlife crisis. And I don't think it was never a crisis. But like
No.
getting to that age, we're going, okay, like, I've grown up, I've gone to school, I've gone to college, I've done the baby making thing, and now I gotta
Right.
figure out what I really love to do with myself and my
Yeah.
time. And we start trying
Right.
all these things, right? What's your favorite guilty pleasure?
I love fast food. I love not cooking, and like, I'm serious. I know, and everyone's like, "You do? You eat cheeseburgers?" And I'm like, "Yes, I
Stop!
can't. I just do. I can't stop." It's so good. It's like my favorite thing.
Okay, so which is it? Burgers? Is that what burgers?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Wendy's, Freddy's, Chick-fil-A. Like, I don't know what it is. It's like, I love to cook and I love making healthy meals for my family, but if I can, there's something about going through that drive-through and getting like a cheeseburger that's already ready and disgusting, and it's so good. It's like I have to do it once a week. It's my cheat meal and I love it.
I was
Yeah.
just gonna ask, is it a once a week? Are you a once a
It's
week
once
cheat
a
meal
week.
kind of girl?
Yeah, I look forward to it. Yeah.
How long have you been
I'm
doing
not, yeah.
How long have you been doing the once a week cheat meal situation?
Oh,
Because I'm like a every other day girl.
oh,
I've
I
been
know.
working. I cannot hold myself off for a week.
No, my husband actually is really good about it. And he started about 2 years ago. And so if I know that I have to cook something for him, like, what's the point? I might as well eat it too, right? Like,
Right.
so he does. He keeps me on track. And yeah, it's one of those things where I look forward to it. So we do it together, and it's a family. Yeah,
That's
it's good.
so fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to circle back for a minute.
Yeah.
Because you have this really uncanny way of finding joy anywhere. And if I can ask you to try and break it down for a minute mentally, you're faced with a scenario, you're faced with a situation, and you make a conscious decision to look at it from another angle.
Yes.
How does that go down in your mind?
It doesn't start that way. It starts with being like really upset and frustrated, and I let those emotions, I'm a very emotional person, so I let those appear, and I validate that, and I realize that that's how I'm feeling, but I also know that I can't feed that, and that doesn't serve me. And I've learned that, obviously through experience, that if we allow those negative emotions to dictate our happiness, it's never going to happen. There's always going to be something in our life that is controlling our joy, and I wanted to push through that and just know that I will be happier if I change my mindset, and if it's up to me to do that. So it's allowing those emotions to just process, I guess, like, and then making that decision to not hold on to them and to just release it.
Is it as simple as just releasing it?
It depends on what it is. Obviously with my daughter, it's hard because there are times when I feel like it's worth fighting the battle. You know what I mean? Like, because you do have to pick the battle. What is worth going through that negativity and trudging through it to get to the other side? Like, how long are you going to allow yourself to be in that moment? So for me, it's just making a decision on whether it's worth that, whether it's worth going through it, which it is a lot of the time. And sometimes you do have to understand that But knowing that in the end, your long-term goal is that happiness and positivity and joy, you know?
That is so key, my friend. So I'm going to put a little bow on what you said for just a minute, because when you are seeking a positive, grace-filled, abundant, joy-filled life, it's a conscious decision. Yes. Which means everything that you essentially feel and think, you have to run through the filter of, yes, is this getting me closer to that joy-filled life, or is this actually stealing joy from my life?
Right.
And then you make that pivot and you move forward, right?
Yeah.
So good. So are you a New Year's resolution girl?
I love it. Yes.
You do?
Well, not New Year's. I mean, like every Monday I make new resolutions, but yeah, New Year's resolutions, it's like my favorite. Yes.
Okay. So do you, cause I'm like you, I'm constantly like goal setting. Right. And, I wish I would have started tracking earlier, but I think I'm going on like 9 or 10 years where I have not done the New Year's resolution, but the word of the year.
I love that.
Do you do this too?
I haven't, but I love the concept. Yeah.
So the concept is you pick like one word. It's like your theme. It's like your theme song. It's your theme word, your intention for the year. And when I started implementing that, I really saw huge gains in my life. Because it's different than I'm going to be at the gym 5 days a week and you peter out in a couple weeks, right? Right. With this word, and I always post it, and I've always got it on my phone, and things to just constantly rein me back in. Like, how am I measuring up to that? So when it comes to New Year's resolutions for you, how do you go about making those?
I am a visual person, so I love having a vision board. Like, I put together a vision board. It's the background of my phone. You know, like all of the things that I want to accomplish. And I don't feel like that's a New Year's resolution to me. To me, I feel like that's something, it's a lifestyle, and it's choosing to, and I don't know, I believe in manifesting abundance. And so I put myself in that situation where I already have what I want. Like, I feel it. Like, I know what it feels like to already have these things on my vision board, and I'm just waiting for them to manifest in my life. And so having that visual reminder, and so I'm just going to go through and make a new one this year, you know, like make a new vision board and kind of update and tweak. And
I love this. And you use the word lifestyle, like goal setting. It's just a part of what you do, which means New Year's resolutions. That's just like, you know, the first wave of the new year, right? As you're like constantly doing this. Yeah. So I love that, like having that goal setting mindset be a part of your lifestyle, not just January 1st. Manifesting, like, girl, you're speaking my language. This is how we ended up with our cabin in the mountains. We bought a cabin in the mountains in this summer.
Right.
And my husband thinks we got it because he's a good super sleuth of finding stuff online.
I love that.
In my mind, I manifested that baby.
You're like exactly. Yes,
it's exactly. So I don't know if you can see some of the comments, Ashley, but the latest one that came in said, "Oh my God, I'm crushing on her." Like, peeps are loving. This is so fun.
You are so sweet.
Is that so fun? And I just had this feeling, Ashley, that you know, your message and your personality would just resonate so well, particularly with women, because the truth is nobody's life is sugar coated. And those people that are constantly smiling, are happy, are making people feel good, are hurting just as much as everybody else in different ways and seasons, but yet they're choosing to live life in this abundant way. And you have just very intentional, and you have always just been somebody who just exudes that and radiates it. So I just want to kudos to you, girl. You should be super proud. And let's give a little takeaway, my friend. For you in life, if there's like one takeaway that you have had in life that you live by, what would that be?
My takeaway is just learning to be true to yourself and finding what creates joy in your life, and being intentional about creating that every single day, and doing what you know makes you happy, and spreading that to others, and being genuine and transparent about sharing that journey.
Girl, you are a class act, Ashley. So glad.
Thank you.
Today.
I am so glad you invited me.
You have a blog.
I
Can
do.
you tell us how to find you?
Yes. So it's oursplendidlife.com, and in the next 2 weeks, it's going to be a website. So we're transitioning into providing resources for blended families and healthy lifestyle, and I am very excited about it. So if you hop on and it seems like it's under construction, that's because it is, and we've got better things coming, and you can enter your email address to stay updated on when that launches.
Oursplendidlife.com. Yep. I'll put that in the post notes so that people can find you. And congratulations on all your success. I'm so excited for this website and everything.
I am too.
Share your story and help people along the way. And thank you so much. Mwah.
Thank you. We'll see you.